Good morning and welcome to Anne-Marie's workshop. My name is Anne-Marie and I like to sew things with joy. It's been a long time since my last sewing confession. Today, this is my hashtag Friday Sews video, which is kind of a compendium of what I sewed this week. You know, I've been gone for a long time. It has been a long 6 months of the last couple of months of taking care of my dad before he finally passed away. So I finally came back into my workshop and I tweaked a few things. Behind me used to be my day bed that I used to love to curl up underneath this window and read, but it also made the sewing room kind of tight. So I moved it out of here and moved it down into my study downstairs, and now have a little bit more elbow room. So I wanted to show you the project that I took on this week. Now, I've gotten myself involved with an Airbnb business, and my partner and I have needed a few things to add to this beautiful rental space that we've been putting out there. And we needed a king-size bedspread to match the majesty of the actual furniture. So anyway, I went into Ping. You know how I feel about Pings. And Pings has been rocking these rolls of mattress ticking. And I think it's what you use on the mattresses, you know, and they've had some really great like designs and pattern. Let me show you some. Oh, it's heavy. Hold on. Here's one right here. Okay. So it's a nice, beautiful, breathable fabric. I know it's what they use to cover mattresses with, but I thought it would be really nice to make a bedspread out of this because I know it could wash and I know it'd be kind of cool, and that's a big thing in Jamaica. Now I live up in the mountains, so cool weather has finally reached here. As you know, we're going through a horrific catastrophe of Hurricane Melissa hitting our island. So the weather's a little different this year. It usually gets cooler up here in Mandeville about November, but it's been still hot, so it's getting cooler, and so I know that this is going to make a really good bedspread. All right, so last year during my what do they call it? Retreat that I had in February in Montego Bay. I purchased this Louis Vuitton fabric. This, I think they use it for the inside of their handbags and things like that. And I didn't quite know what I wanted to do with it, but I thought I should buy some because I thought it was so interesting. There's none left anymore. Anyway, so on the bedspread, I wanted to make a flat bedspread with pleated sides, two different types of fabrics. In order to join the two fabrics, I wanted to put a line of corded bias to go all the way around. So let me show you how it came out. Okay, so this is the center. It is quite substantial. Here's the center, which is this beautiful pattern, and then these ribbing, this flowing ribbing on the side. So, and here is the fabric that I got at Ping's also, that has this beautiful linen kind of Paris, and really what it's covered, all the writing, are quotations from Shakespeare. What is going on at Ping's? Quotations from Shakespeare, right? And this is the corded binding I put in between. All right, so probably not this week because the master bedroom is rented out at the Airbnb right now. But when I get a chance, I will, maybe next week, after Christmas, or maybe January, take a picture of what the bedspread looks like on the bed so you can see it full out. But this is it. Isn't this amazing? And it's just script from Shakespearean plays. Amazing. This is that material that I got from Pings. Here's the bolster, the pillows. All right, guys, I had a moment, y'all. I have made bias tape forever. I could not remember. Talk about losing your flojo. I could not remember how to make bias tape. Luckily, I was talking to my Friday night sewing group, and they said, reminded me of places I could find. So I went to Marcia Harrell's, and I see what was going on. I made the square, but I didn't remember that you have to cut the square in half into 2 triangles, juxtapose them, stitch them, and then you have your sew it together, then you have your tube to make your. Now, as usual, I've got a ton of bias tape left, but it came in handy because I didn't like an unfinished seam on the inside of this. So I went back and let me find the end. Oh, it's tucked in. And I covered the raw edges in it because I don't like the edges to be out there, because I feel with washing it would start to fray. So I'm glad I did that. Now I did miss out. The ticking was $380 a yard, which is about $2 and something cents, or $1.80 something. Hold on, I have my conversion thing right here. I'll put it in here. It was $380 a yard, $2.37 a yard, and it was, let's see. The finished bedspread, I needed it to be 74 inches wide, and it had 2 of these panels that I had to cut off on each side because there was a center pattern on other pieces of this ticking. It's an all-over pattern, and so it doesn't really show up, but because there was a center panel, I couldn't shift my cutting over to one side and cut out the king size piece. I had to fold it in half, measure the distance I needed, cut it, divided by 2, and then I had to trim this off the sides because I didn't want the pattern to be over to one side. All right, so I'm going to show you some other examples of this ticking. Okay, so here is one that almost looks like denim. All right, almost looks like denim. And I know they have to be from mattress manufacturers because who else would have this stuff? All right, and then I also bought this blue. Thought it was beautiful. I'm going to make another one of those bedspreads with this blue. And I bought this one. It kind of has an overall pattern of like these little diamonds. And the last one almost gives me the impression that you could use this. I think my daughter bought them to make a nice winter coat. All right, it has these undulating patterns on it, but it is more, I don't know, it feels like it has more cotton in it. And I think you could use that to make a cool winter white jacket or throw over. Or you can also use this to make pillowcase covers, pillows, and all that kind of thing. So I know you may not have a Pings, but I think it's something to visit if you do happen to go in there, something to visit in the back. Now guys, that's it for today. I know it's not a long video, but I just wanted to dip my toe back in. I'm going to make some pillowcases and pillows to go on top of the bed as well. So if I get those finished in time, I sure will post them. But if not, it's, you know, it's a good way to get started. And I'm glad that I got back into my room before the end of the year. Also, thank you for all of you all who sent me well wishes and prayed for me and took care of me during this transition period. I did not plan for what I was going to do after my dad passed. My whole life, I kind of planned for taking care of my parents. Like, I had to move here to Jamaica, and I made my life here, started my my channel on, and I feel I'm very comfortable, and I love where I live, except for the hurricanes. But I had hurricanes in Houston too. But I didn't really plan what I was going to do next. So now that I have this extra time, like no constraint for time, now I have to figure out what to do next. All right, so we'll see you next week, Friday. I hope you take care. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.